Hello guys and gals, Baystar here and welcome to this Emblem Conquest review slash rant slash talk session. I have never done this kind of thing before, so I'm just trying my way around, really. But I'm probably going to go over the things I liked and disliked about this game, the story, characters, stuff like that. So, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil majority of the story, so if you don't like that, then I suggest you go away from this video right now. But if you don't mind, then welcome aboard. You can listen to me talk for quite a while right now. I'm not gonna, I'm not talking about this game right now because I hate it. I'm talking about it because I like it quite a bit, and I wish it would be better. I really do. It has a lot of good things going for it, but sadly, at the end of it, it just falls flat on its ass, because there are a couple of things that comes into play that just makes it really bad. And for those who have played Conquest, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, I'm talking about this because I love the Emblem franchise so much. It is my #1 franchise, and I just want to talk about it and get everything off my chest, and that's about it. This isn't going to be a negative review per se. I just want to say some things that are on my mind right now. So anyway, that's gonna be my intro. So if you want to stay and listen, then that would be really, really great. I really appreciate it. Alright guys, so the first chapter I actually want to talk about is, I want to talk about chapter 8, but a little bit of, what is it called? I don't remember. Anyway, in chapter 7, Corin is, Garen sends Corin on a mission alone to stop the Ice Tribe Rebellion. And to get there, he has to go through the Forest of the Forlorn. And I'm not going to say much more about that. But in chapter 8, so yeah, they actually get him to the snowy peaks, like Snowy Mountain. And like Corin and Felicia talk about like, oh, it's so cold, but oh no, if you live here, like, it's not that bad. It's like, alright. But anyway, so Felicia suggests that Corin should run to keep himself warm, and then Felicia and Elise decide to run away. Like, they run, but they don't stop when they don't see that Corin's not following. I don't know, it's just really weird part. I don't understand. And then like Corin, like Silas is like with Corin without his horse for some reason. I don't know why he's horseless right now. But and then gets separated by a snowstorm, which is, it's okay. It's really weird, but it's okay. And because Corin, it's not the reason I know, but Corin is like, he never wears any shoes whatsoever, so he's walking in snow barefoot, and it's really dumb, really. But and then he gets really sleepy for some reason, and they stumble upon the village leader, Kilma, and he takes them in, like, into the houses and gives them a bed and all that. And then Elise is like, oh yeah, they meet Felicia and Elise in there, because apparently they found a way. Well, of course they did. I mean, Felicia lives there. But anyway, actually, I'm gonna move on to... Okay, so before the battle actually begins, Corin wants to spare as many people as possible, which is understandable. I mean, the conflict is stupid. They shouldn't have to lose so many lives over this. But the funny thing comes after the chapter, because he's like, oh, good work everyone. We suffered no casualties whatsoever, and I'm sure like most players will go like, what the heck, Corin? We killed so many people on our way to the leader. But according to Corin, nobody died, and it's so silly.
Thanks to your valiant efforts, we managed a victory without...
Told you.
Really now?
Get used to that. Get used to that line.
So we don't kill...
a lot.
Wow, Gast, it really isn't any joke when we say that nobody dies in Fire Emblem. Literally nobody dies in Fire Emblem.
This is his thing, is that he spare like it's just written in that Mangs spares just everyone's life, even though you clearly just destroy people.
I think this is the issue with having the Avatar as a main character, is that you have to make him super good, because nobody wants to be a murderer.
Well,
Wow. I mean this.
Alright, so the second chapter I want to talk about is, I believe it's chapter 11, after you go to Notre Sagesse and meet up with the Rainbow Sage, and the Hoshidans got there first, and they're like defending the place so you don't get to talk to the Rainbow Sage, right? Which is fine for the most part. The chapter is fairly straightforward with the stairs and all that, but according to Corin, or Camilla in this sense, Corin told everyone in his army to not kill anyone. And it's such a stupid plot point, because like they're like so stoked and like so surprised that, oh, you didn't kill anyone. But it's obvious, it's so obvious that they did, right? Because like if you play Fire Emblem, you know that you have to kill the enemy units to progress. Like it's not like they're injured and just lying on the floor there. No, they're dead. But according to the characters, they're still alive and kicking, and Corin just tells Hinoka to leave like as soon as possible with the whole army and stuff, and it just gets really dumb really fast. It really, really does. And what's even more funny is like after Hinoka leaves, Iago, or an illusion of Iago, comes in and tells Corin to kill the Rainbow Sage, right? What I'm so surprised is like, how did Iago not notice like Hinoka and her huge army were leaving the place? How did he not see that? I don't know. It's just small details, I know, but it just really bothers me. And so yeah, anyway, back to the point. He tells him to kill the Rainbow Sage. But since Corin's such a good character, the Rainbow Sage dies of age, so he doesn't have to kill him. And I wish he actually had the choice to kill him or not. It would have been a really nice addition, you know? Like, or even better, I wish Corin didn't have a choice, that he actually had to kill the Rainbow Sage. Because as things stand, there is no grey morality in this game. There's only black and white. Hoshido being the white and Nor is the black. Like, Hoshido is like super nice place. Like, everyone is like super peaceful and nice, and it's like they don't have any money problems. They don't have any issues with crops and food and all like that. Everything is just fine in Hoshido. But in Nor, they have poverty issues. They struggle to get along in this country, right? And in addition to that, I know that only Garen, Hans, and Iago are the evil ones there, but still, I wish there would have been some middle ground, some grey morality. Would have been really nice in this game, but it just doesn't exist. And oh, it's so. Oh, I just wish, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so the Rainbow Sage dies of old age, and Corin doesn't have to do anything. Well, he cries for the Rainbow Sage, even though he just met him. But it's just that. I'm just gonna move on to the next point. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about on this list is chapter 13, which is really where I started to really disconnect with Corin, because his actions just didn't really match what I'd like, right? So, I mean, a normal person just wouldn't do this. Anyway, let me get into the chapter. So, Corin goes on another mission from Garen to stop a rebellion in Chev, and that's fine and all, right? He goes in there and he stops the rebellion, And after the battle, he's like, oh yay, we start the rebellion, and then Hans comes in, and he starts killing all innocent people and stuff like that. And Corin does nothing to stop him at all. He just accepts that he goes and kills people, and it's so stupid. Literally any other lord in the Fire Emblem series would have killed Hans right there and then. I mean, I know you can make the argument that Garen would have killed Corin when he got home, but I'm sure that Corin or Leo or anyone could just make the excuse that Hans died in battle. I mean, it's not like anyone would know what happened to Hans, right? I mean, Corin should have at least done something in that situation. Like, after that moment, I just couldn't relate to Corin at all anymore. And by extension, I just didn't care about Corin anymore. I mean, there's just so many things wrong with this scene, but it's so silly. As I said, literally any other lord, like take Ike or Hector or even Marth, I'm sure, would have just killed Hans there to stop him. To stop him to kill any more civilians, but no. Corin just stands there and lets it happen. Even Camilla lets it happen. Yes, I know the Lorien siblings are really afraid of Garen and they never oppose him, but still. I'm sure they could have come up with something at the very least, some kind of excuse why Hans died. But no, Corin let him live, let him slaughter every single innocent person there. And yeah, I don't know. It's one of the chapters I really think, like, one of the chapters in the story that I just think are really stupid. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, the next chapter in line I want to talk about is chapter 14, where Corin and the party goes to Sarkensia in Nestra, or Nestra in Sarkensia, to meet up with Garen again. And there they are watching a dancer dance and sing for Garen, or not for Garen but everyone watching. And the singer is secretly Ashura, but as the player you can clearly see that it's Ashura. But so you don't know this in Conquest quite yet, but she sings that song to see if Garen is still the same person, or if Garen is still Garen. And I believe it's the next chapter she reveals that he isn't, but anyway, I will get back to that. And nobody sees that it's Ashura, and I don't understand. I mean, she's literally the same, just with a different outfit. Anyway, but because of that song, Garen wants Corin to kill every single dancer in Nestra, and Corin, as the good guy he is, he doesn't want to do that. So instead of doing that, he talks to Garen. He wants to talk about Hans killing so many people, which is understandable. I mean, you could have killed him right there and then, Corin. I mean, that would have solved every single problem, but you know. Just a thought. And Garen gets increasingly more angry at Corin for, talking about this matter, and after a while, Leo steps in and drags Corin out of the situation, because Leo knows that if Corin keeps talking to Garen like this, Corin is gonna get himself killed. So he drags him out. And then you get some Corin and Leo moment, and this is where Leo starts to show that he is obviously... I mean, Leo is hands down my favorite character in Conquest. I don't think he's my favorite character in Fates overall, but he's still one of the coolest characters in the game. And he literally tells Corin to Like don't kill the don't kill the don't kill the dancers. Just look for places while you're not likely to find them, right? Just so you can give them more time to escape. And if any of the other soldiers find them, like Leo is gonna step in and kill them himself, like probably by teleporting them or something. And it's really clever. And it's like he does things like that behind Garen's back all the time. And it's literally great. And like Leo just keeps growing as a character, and at least I found myself wanting Leo to be the Lord over and over again instead of Corrin. I think that would have been a lot better. Anyway, on to the next chapter. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is most likely chapter 15 is when Conquest starts going down the drain story-wise. Really. Okay, so during the night, Corrin can't sleep because he's thinking about like the dancers and Hounds killing all the innocent stuff, so he can't sleep. And he finds Ashura going into a lake, and she disappears. And it's like, oh shit, no, wait, where are you going? And then he follows her into the lake, and he gets transported to Vala, the Invisible Kingdom. And obviously, Corrin wasn't supposed to follow her there. And she's like, "What? Why are you here? Wait. Oh, whoops." So yeah, she has to explain a lot of things to Corrin, and they find Gunter here because what's funny is like the bottomless canyon leads to Vala. Like if you jump off a bridge in bottomless canyon, you will land in Vala somehow, and I actually like the concept. It's very interesting. But so they have to fight their way out of there. And after you defeat the chapter, you jump off and you land in the bottomless canyon somewhere. And for some reason, Gunter is taking longer to arrive than Corrin and Ashura. So Ashura tells Corrin about Garen's true form, that it's not Garen anymore, and he shows him a mirror where it shows that Garen on the inside is now a slime monster, and it's like nothing of the original Garen is left. So I mean, that's fine. That's like, oh nice, we actually get to know what happens now. And then like, woohoo. And then okay, listen to this now. Okay, so we got to know early in the prologue that the throne in Hoshido is the, like, I think it's the throne of truth or something like that. So when you sit on that throne, it reveals your true form, which is fine and all, but okay. So Ashura tells Corrin that we need to get Garen to conquer Hoshido to sit on that throne, so we can see his true form. Which is... they don't really have to conquer Hoshido at all, but you know. But what the dumbest part is about this is like, Ashura tells Corrin that you cannot tell your siblings about this because they won't believe you or something like that. And and Corrin, as stupid as he is, he just goes with that. Like, oh, okay, you're right, I guess. They won't believe me, so I'm not gonna tell them anything. And this is where, like, I don't understand. Just because Ashura told him to, he's not gonna do it. But, like, if he had told Elise, he had told Camilla, told Leo and told Xander about all of this, I'm sure they would have understood just fine. I mean, they're their siblings. You have lived with them most of your life. I think they trust you by now. But no. They need Garen to conquer Hoshido just to sit on that throne. It's such a stupid plot point. If Corrin had told his family about what happened to Garen, something, it would have been so much better, but no. Ashura just, no, you can't do that. We have to make him sit on the throne. It's like, it's hands down the part in the story that makes me the most angry, because, I mean, I can't come up with anything right now at this very moment that would have made it better, like, except that Corrin could have told his siblings about it. But I just felt like they did that to make the story longer. Or it felt like it was a really easy way out, because oh, now they have a reason to conquer Hoshido. Haha. We got you now, players. Like, oh, thank you. That's great and all, but now the story doesn't really... Now it has so many plot holes. Now the story doesn't make any sense. Like, thank you, developers. Thank you. Like, great. So yeah, I think that's so stupid. It could all have been avoided if Corrin had actually told his siblings about it. Instead of waiting all the way until to chapter 26, which is the second last chapter, then, and only then, does he tell his siblings about what happened to Garen. 12 chapters like after, almost. And you have to ravage Hoshido, kill a lot of innocents, unnecessarily killing them, just to make Garen sit on that goddamn throne. I don't know, it just makes my blood freaking boil. It's so dumb. Anyway, I've been rambling way too much about this. I'm gonna move on to the next chapter now. Okay, the next chapter I want to talk about is chapter 18, where Corrin and his party goes to Izumo, which is a neutral country with a peace policy, so you're not allowed to fight. They're pacifists. Which is fine. So they go in, like, to Isana's house. Isana's a very strange character. I like him a lot. Actually, like, he may be really silly and really, as Leo said, disgustingly casual. But that is what really makes him so great, and I wish he was more in the story. But anyway. So they get there, and then they find out that the Hoshidan royal family is also there. And then, for the first time in many chapters, both sides of the family actually meet up. And that's fine for the most part. And then Izana reveals himself to be a Honorian mage called Zola, which he can cast illusionary magic to, like, make himself look like Izana. And then they capture Ryoma and the rest of the Hoshidan royal family to kill them. Which would be... I mean, Sander doesn't think that this is like, we can't kill them like this. It's like, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's honorable? Dishonorable, that's what I'm looking for. So, they decide that they want to, like, rescue them instead, which is, I mean, it's fine by me. I don't really mind that too much. I mean, I actually agree with that notion. But so the chapter itself is fine. I think Leo kills Sola, which made him even cooler, by the way. I freaking love Leo. And after that, they find the real Izana, which is he is actually just as silly as the imposter in Izana, which is really funny. And at the dinner table, it's like, not even at the dinner table, but yeah, most at the dinner table, all they do is talk about Corrin. All they do is talk about Corrin. Corrin is the center of attention all the time. And it's so annoying because of this, because that he is the, like, I'm not sure if it's because he's the avatar, but because Corrin's the center of attention at all times, it doesn't leave any room for the other characters to develop at all. So like, not that Corrin has a lot of character development, mind you, but I just wish that Corrin wasn't such like all the both of the royal families, all they care about is Corrin. Like, they don't even mention how Nor just killed Mikoto in the prologue. Like, they don't care about that. They don't care about, like, that they killed her mother. They don't bring it up anymore, like, or... I just can't put it in words, really, but I just find it so stupid. I just really wish that Corrin... I mean, I don't mind Corrin being the main character, but he should not be the Avatar. It's just so silly. I wish the story wasn't so fixated around Corrin. I really does. I mean, take like Fire Emblem 7 for example. I mean, which is, I think it's the most liked game out of them all, which if I'm not mistaken. And even though, like, let's take Eliwood for example. He's like the main character if you pick the Eliwood route, but you still see so much of the other characters in that game. Like Lyn, you see Hector a lot. You see like just like mostly those, I guess. And you see Ninian, you see Nils, for the most part. But it's not all about Eliwood. That's the point I'm trying to bring across. Eliwood is not like he's not the center of attention at all times, and I think that's great. But in Conquest, Corrin is all that matters apparently, and I just think it's so stupid. Anyway, let's go on to the next chapter. Alright, so we are going to jump ahead a couple of chapters, because the next thing I want to talk about is, I believe it's chapter 21, and where Iago summons a shit ton of faceless to chase you down at the endless staircase, I believe it was, or something. Eternal stairway, I mean. And chapter-wise, like battle-wise, it's great. It's like you really feel like you have to run, and it's great. But at the very after the battle ends, Sander and Ashura decides to like let the Corrin move on. Like, there's so many faceless that they say like, we're gonna fend off the faceless so you can run away. It's like, okay, thank you. All right. He runs away, and apparently one of the faceless slipped by and chased after Corrin, and then he apparently he cannot defend himself. So the faceless is going to punch him, and then Lilith from maybe like 13 or 14 chapters ago comes in, takes the blow for Corrin, and dies. She dies of a faceless. She just dies right there and then. And it's supposed to be really dramatic, and it's supposed to be super sad. But as the player, you haven't seen Lilith in the story since chapter 6 or something. Chapter 7 maybe. How are you supposed to be connected with this character? I mean, I even forgot she existed until that point. The only times you see Lilith is in the Mai Castle between battles, where you can feed her to level her up. That's the only time. I mean, yes, she says things when you level her up, like, depending on how many stat level up she got, but in this, she's not there in the story, and it's like, I'm going to, actually, I don't know if the clip I'm going to use right now is going to say it, but I'm going to say as Mangs said it, and Lilith in chapter 21 is random and irrelevant. She came in, she died, and like, I can understand Corrin being like crying over her because they grew up together and all that, but the player does not have any emotional connection to Lilith at all. that scene honestly made me laugh. It's supposed to make me cry, but I laughed because Lilith is so irrelevant at that point. And they just threw her in to make her die, to make it more dramatic, and that's it. They only put her in there for drama. And no, that's not even the funniest part. You can still use her in the My Castle. I mean, she's dead, but apparently you can use her, like, she's apparently a spirit, so you can still use her. Why kill off a character if she doesn't die? It doesn't make sense. Oh. I'm sorry, but that scene just cracks me up, and it cracks me up, but it also frustrates me so much that they just threw in a character to make, like, to kill her off a character just to kill her off, just for dramatic effect. And it's not even that dramatic because the player isn't emotionally invested in that character anyway, so. You get my point. Anyway, I only have one more chapter to talk about, so let's go right into it. Alright, so the last chapter I want to talk about is chapter 25, where it's the one where you fight Ryoma, and okay, I think I'm going to let a clip here speak for itself, but yeah.
Prince Roma will wait patiently for his... What? But only for 25...
What? What does that even mean?
He wanted to kill my guts, and now he's waiting patiently? What?
But only for 25 turns.
Gast! I'm gonna kill you! You killed my sister! So I will wait patiently for 25 turns!
I'm just going to sit down and put my sword back in my sheath.
So, even though it's a dual chapter, and Ryoma doesn't actually come at you after turn 25, which I kind of understand because you might want to get the loot and everything. But honestly, it would have been so much better if Ryoma could actually have, like, come at you, because, like, when you're inside that space with Ryoma, both you and Ryoma do less damage than you would usually do because you're on heal tiles, right? But while I can still understand why he would wait 25 turns, because if you were like, if your corn is under-leveled, or if your corn is RNG screwed or something and it really sucks, then I can understand that you want to get away from Ryoma as fast as possible, and like you want to get the loot on this map, you want to get the experience on this map, and if Ryoma died in one turn, you can do that, right? So, and while I do understand, or not even Ryoma, if your Korin died in one turn because of Ryoma, because Ryoma is really strong, is it really hard to defeat unless you actually defeat Kagero and Saizo. Then it's fine. Then you can go in with your other characters into the confined area where Ryoma and Korin is. Anyway, I'm not talking about the story right now. Like, I'm actually not angry at this. So, like, because I forgot to talk about Hinoka. Actually, let me talk about Hinoka for a little bit. So, I believe it's chapter 20 or something, or not even 20. It's chapter 21, 22, or 23, or 24. One of those chapters, anyway. When you had to fight Hinoka, and after you defeat her army and her, Korin lets her escape. Korin takes her spear with her blood on it, just to to show Garen and Iago that he actually killed Hinoka, which I think is clever. He's like learning from Leo, and it's again, Leo would have been such a much better lord. Anyway, and Iago, of course, doesn't really trust Korin at this point, so he's like, maybe you let Hinoka live. So, to show your loyalty to Nor, we want you to kill Ryoma right now. Like after you finish the battle with Ryoma, they tell you to kill Ryoma. And this scene is really cool because Korin doesn't get a choice. Instead of letting Ryoma decides that instead of letting him fall into enemy hands, he commits suicide instead of letting himself go into enemy hands. And I think it's so cool because firstly, Korin doesn't get a choice. Ryoma takes the choice for him. And I know I said that earlier in this video, but I got angry because he didn't really get to kill the Rainbow Sage. And I don't know. I feel like it's not the same in a way. But I think it's more the thing that comes after, because Korin breaks down after Ryoma kills himself. Because Korin is like, he has done so much bad now. He has killed so many innocent people. He has done so much unnecessary killing and all that. And it really gets to him and he cries. And it's great. We needed a scene like that so much earlier. Plus, it's great to actually see Korin cry because he sucks. But yeah, I really like this scene. It's a gem in the rough. It's a real gem in the rough.